exam itself consists of 170 multiple-choice questions. You have 3.5 hours to complete them, with an optional 10-minute break after approximately halfway. The timer pauses only during that break, so pacing becomes a skill in itself. Questions vary in complexity, from simple recall to scenario-based analysis that demands layered reasoning. Because the exam is computer-based, navigation is flexible. You can flag questions, review them later, and adjust answers before submission. Practicing under timed conditions helps build rhythm and reduces anxiety. The format rewards consistency. Steady progress across domains usually beats last-minute bursts of effort. Domain 1, Risk Strategy and Planning, sets the foundation and carries substantial weight, roughly a quarter of the total score. This area tests how well you can align risk management with organizational strategy, governance frameworks, and stakeholder expectations. It includes defining risk appetite, creating management plans, and integrating risk thinking into performance objectives. Questions often blend business acumen with procedural knowledge, requiring you to connect project goals to enterprise vision. A strong grasp of this domain distinguishes tactical managers from strategic professionals. Success here depends on synthesis, seeing risk not as isolated events, but as threads woven through organizational intent. Domain 3, Risk Analysis, delves into quantification and prioritization. Its weight usually approaches 20%, but feels heavier because the questions require layered reasoning. Here you assess probability, impact, and exposure. Both qualitative and quantitative methods appear: probability impact matrices, sensitivity analysis, Monte Carlo simulation, and expected monetary value. Scenarios may include data interpretation or conceptual modeling. The goal is not to calculate by hand, but to show logical fluency, understanding what the numbers mean, not just how to compute them. Mastery in this domain signals analytical maturity, the capacity to transform uncertainty into decision-quality information. Domain 4, Risk Response, tests your ability to design actions once analysis is complete. It contributes roughly another 20% of the total weighting. This domain blends creativity with governance discipline. You will be asked to select appropriate strategies: avoid, transfer, mitigate, accept, or exploit. Scenarios may involve stakeholder trade-offs or resource limitations. Candidates must also understand escalation paths, contingency reserves, and residual risk tracking. Governance elements appear here too, ensuring that responses align with policy and accountability structures. The underlying question is always, can you turn insight into motion? This domain rewards practical judgment more than theory. Beyond these formal divisions, certain themes run across all domains. Communication clarity, stakeholder engagement, and decision transparency appear repeatedly. Ethics, documentation hygiene, and alignment with governance policies connect everything. Even time management and change control show up indirectly, reinforcing that risk management does not live in isolation. Candidates who understand these cross-cutting ideas will find themselves recognizing patterns in exam questions. The Institute tests integration as much as recall. When you see links between domains, how planning influences monitoring, or how analysis shapes governance, you move from rote memorization to conceptual fluency. The exam also integrates multiple project delivery approaches: predictive, agile, and hybrid. Predictive questions emphasize structured planning and documentation. Agile questions test adaptability, backlog refinement, and iterative review. Hybrid scenarios combine both. You are not expected to be a deep agile practitioner, but you must understand how risk, roles, and tools adjust when projects run on short cycles. The exam's balance reflects reality. Most organizations operate somewhere between traditional and adaptive models. Demonstrating flexibility in applying principles across methods signals maturity and situational awareness. It shows that your knowledge serves projects, not the other way around. Cognitive levels define how deeply each question probes understanding. The Project Management Institute aligns its exams with Bloom's taxonomy: recall, application, and analysis. Recall questions check memory of concepts or definitions. Application questions test whether you can use those concepts in context. Analysis questions go further, requiring comparison, inference, or evaluation. While recall forms the foundation, analysis dominates the higher-weighted domains. Practicing only flashcards or vocabulary leaves a gap. Effective study includes scenario reasoning, interpreting clues, and understanding why behind every choice. The exam rewards comprehension, not memorization. Each level builds toward professional judgment under uncertainty. Among the 170 questions, some are unscored experimental items. They are included to validate future exam content, but you will not know which ones they are. This means every question deserves equal attention. Scoring is scaled, not raw. Your final performance is reported by proficiency level: above target, target, below target, or needs improvement, within each domain. The mix of scored and unscored items ensures fairness and continuous exam evolution. Treat every scenario seriously. Mental shortcuts can cost points if you assume any item doesn't count. Consistency again proves more valuable than selective focus. Performance targets by domain weight guide how results are interpreted. Excelling in one area cannot fully offset weakness in another. Each domain contributes proportionally to the overall score, and the Institute expects balanced proficiency. Understanding this helps set study priorities. For example, if Domain 1 and Domain 3 together form nearly half the total weighting, those areas deserve proportionate attention. Yet neglecting smaller domains risks missing easy points. Strategic preparation distributes effort according to impact, maintaining baseline competence everywhere while deepening expertise in high-weight segments. Think in percentages, not perfection. Building a study plan from these weightings transforms scattered effort into deliberate momentum. Begin by mapping your current strengths against domain weights. Allocate time proportionally, using heavier domains for deeper practice sessions and lighter ones for quick reinforcement. Simulate exam pacing with timed quizzes. Integrate review cycles weekly rather than cramming late. The goal is rhythm, steady exposure across all domains so retention stays fresh. When study aligns with structure, performance feels natural on test day. You will recognize question patterns because your preparation mirrored the exam's own logic. Understanding the blueprint is the first real act of risk management in this journey. By demystifying the exam early, you remove uncertainty from your preparation path. Knowing how many questions to expect, where weight lies, and how scoring works allows you to invest effort wisely. The PMI-RMP exam is not about surprise, it is about precision. Orient your study toward the areas with greatest influence, practice decision-making under time pressure, and approach each domain as part of a coherent system. When effort aligns with structure, results follow naturally, and confidence replaces guesswork. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit DailyCyber.News.